Hi everybody, this is Justin Elliott with Elliott's Estate Sales, and today I have again for you another bizarre stories of an estate liquidator. Now this one actually is going to take place in Mustang, Oklahoma. It's a very small suburb of Oklahoma City. These days it has been a very hot ticket for new real estate, new upcoming development, new everything. Doctor's offices, grocery stores, you name it. Mustang is exploding with real estate and new houses being built, old houses being remodeled. So if you currently live in Mustang, Oklahoma, or somewhere near, and you are looking to liquidate your home or your estate, then please give me a call at 405-757-4001. For those of you that have never heard of me, don't know who I am, my name is Justin Elliott with Elliott's Estate Sales, and I go into someone's home and I will liquidate everything that they have, all of their assets, from the home, their business, their cars, their jewelry, absolutely everything. My business is fit for someone that is either downsizing, someone that's moving across the country, or someone that has passed away. And unfortunately, especially these days, someone who has had to close or is closing their business. That being said, let's get started with our story today. Bizarre stories of our estate liquidator. A very nice lady called me. She explained that, basically she was going to be moving across the country to her youngest son's home. And her youngest home, I want to say it was either in Florida or California. And she had an older son, and she just explained that she had two sons here. And when I asked her, what the situation was, she didn't really tell me that there was any underlying drama or anything that was going on that might halt the sale or cause me any kind of issues while I was going through the liquidation to prepare herself to be sold and to advertise to the public. I met with her. It was a basically brand new house in Mustang, and it was the house in a neighborhood that was interesting because all the houses around it was much larger. They were very much larger homes, 2 stories, brick veneer. The one that the lady lived in was a much smaller home, and it wasn't the same style as the rest of the neighborhood. And as it played on, it actually came to about that she was actually renting the home. She wanted to move because her lease was coming up due. Now again, she was moving in with her youngest son. I think that was in California. You walked in her house, everything was brand new. She had only been there for a year, maybe a year and a half. And at the time, she explained to me that she had someone else that lived with her. And so it was concerning for me. You live in a rental now, so you aren't the, full owner bundle of rights within the home that I'm liquidating, because most of the homes that I'm going to liquidate, majority of the people own the home. Very rare do I ever liquidate for someone that is, or a tenant within a home that I'm liquidating. It's just generally not the case. Most of my customers do own a home, they own their cars, they own everything, and most of them have no debt. We're talking about people that have worked their entire lives for everything they have, and most of them, they own everything they have free and clear. This particular lady, she was in the age range of someone that would own everything that she had. She was in the particular situation where she said she needed to downsize and sell everything that she owned, basically. I think she took some clothes, some shoes, and maybe some jewelry, and I think that was about it. When I came in, everything was new and contemporary. Majority of it was from furniture stores here in Oklahoma that are known for being expensive. Cater to a certain kind of clientele that's looking for a specific taste of furniture. And the tastes of furniture, they come with a hefty price tag. When I walked in, I thought, okay, this is going to be a good sale. I'll be able to advertise this stuff. It's relatively new. It's still in style. And it's still appealing to a lot of my clientele. So I was excited once I walked in. The place showed really well. She did have a dog, which, a lot of times it can be a good thing or a bad thing. Are they able to let them out still? There are a lot of customers that I will come to and they do have mobility issues. So they're not able to let their animals out accordingly, and so you will run into a kind of a situation maybe where there's dog urine issues, and or maybe there is number 2 issues, and sometimes it's around on the house. So if that is an issue, for me, that's a number 1 heads up of, okay, the place probably is not going to smell the best. Second thing is do they smoke? Now here in Oklahoma, it's not really as popular as it was, in my opinion, 10 years ago for me to be meeting with people that have been smoking within their home. 10 years ago, most of these folks smoked in their home, and it was very, very common. These days, I'm very happy to advertise to my clientele that the house is a home that is non-smokers, a non-smoking home. Or maybe it's been so long since the owner smoked in the house that, 20 or 40 or 50 years have gone by, and you'd never know just because you'd never know, you can't smell it. But the only thing that you find when you're going through their stuff is vintage cigarette stuff, cigarette lighters, cigarette holders, and just dispensers for cigarette ashes. Now, there are plenty of people that collect those, so don't think that they smoke, just they have those. But this particular lady, she did smoke. I noticed there was smoking things, little holders for the ashes around the house. She had a beautiful house. The house was actually very pretty. It was brand new, like I explained. She told me she did a couple upgrades to the house because it didn't meet her, qualifications to live in as a rent house. So I thought, okay, well, I'm dealing with a really cool lady that has a certain amount of taste, and she's going to have nice stuff. Everything's going to be in good shape for me to advertise the sale. So it went great. I met with her. We went over the contract. She explained to me that she used to be a realtor, and she, had locked down her industry, and she was very successful, and so successful that one of her sons had actually taken part of her real estate brokerage. And I'm not sure, I didn't get the name, I could care less. I deal with hundreds of realtors and hundreds of real estate agents, so I pardon me if I forget their name. There are a couple of them that I remember their name. Any other time, most times the real estate agents, we're going to pass each other coming and going, and we'll never see each other again. And if we do, maybe it's going to be another 5 or 10 years from now. So there's that many real estate agents in Oklahoma, approximately 6,000 real estate agents in Oklahoma. And there's about 40 estate liquidators within a whole state of Oklahoma. So if that puts the numbers in it for you. So this particular lady identified herself as a real estate agent. She told me that she understood the contracts. The contracts were, pretty self-explanatory. She thought, I was spunky. She said she liked my personality. We kind of had the same personality. And as it come, down to actually talking to each other personally, because the business was over. Her birthday was very similar to mine. She was a very driven little lady, and she was short and spunky and fun, just like me. So we immediately hit it off. We signed a contract. She paid cash for her $500 up front. And so I was able to immediately start advertising the sale. We started advertising the sale. I got entry to the house. She was moving. I think she went to her younger son's home. I want to say it was in California, but it might have been Florida. Forgive me if I got that wrong or not. Anyhow, this lady was forwarded to me. She was referred to me by one of my customers. And it was actually, not direct family, but it was like, hey, I know you're trying to leave, and if you do, you need to call this dude. I shop his sales. I know he's professional. And she explained to me, look, you came very highly recommended to me, and I know you can handle my service, so I'm not really going to give you, the full, questions as I would give someone that I didn't know. So I felt comfortable, and so we signed the contract. Well, the problem started happening about 3 days into the sale. Once I started advertising everything, the younger and the older son, in the consultation, kind of gave me a clue that maybe there was going to be issues. Now, come to find out, this lady, she was supposed to have, or, could have, or maybe possibly did pass away for a short period of time before she was revived. And so her family started getting everything in order. And, this happens a lot in my business, where people get way, way prepared. And I love a prepared customer. But I can't tell you, even a couple days ago, somebody called me and asked me, a bajillion questions on the phone, 45 minutes of consultation over the phone. And the person that they're calling for, they don't have rightful ownership of anything that they have. They're not prepared to transfer a trust yet because the person is still alive. And the person could pass away, or maybe they've not passed away yet. And I enjoy answering questions that are, potential possibilities, and I do enjoy educating people about the process. But, if the person is still here and you are potentially, trying to liquidate their stuff, it's just a little bit suspicious, because I kind of feel like, are you planning to murder this person? Or, is this person just going to disappear? If they're still here and they can still legally sign their name, then I would be talking to them about their stuff, not to you about their stuff. So it makes it very interesting. And so with this particular lady, I was dealing with her. She showed me her lease to her property. So I knew she was rightful in selling the stuff. She had rightful ownership of the stuff. 3 days into it, her younger and her older son started having problems. They had a disagreement among the family. And in the consultation, I could tell over speakerphone that her youngest son did not want his older mother, and he said, did not want her bamboozled by someone like me. Because, slick talkers, can get over on people. And I'm thinking, okay, well, at least her son has, called her and said, look, hey, at least keep your eyes open. If you see something suspicious, then not to sign a contract. Well, at this point, we had already signed a contract, and she'd already forked over $500 for me to start over. I'm just sitting over here giggling because I'm listening to her son on the speakerphone. And she came to my defense and said that, look, I've already done my research. This gentleman came highly recommended, and, I'm ready to sell. So I'm moving in with you. So why are you calling me? Basically, and she hung up on him. So 3 or 4 days go into it, the brothers are having problems. So brothers are having problems. They start asking me and calling me and want to know, what's going to happen after the estate sale, when's the funds going to be distributed to the family, etc. And this lady is still alive, regardless whether or not she died a couple of days ago. Unless you have power of attorney of her, in all total, most folks, when they say that they have a power of attorney of someone, that's power of attorney after death. So if they have passed away, they can sign and distribute and liquidate their stuff if it's in a trust, and it doesn't have to go through probate. Now, I can't remember if this lady's home and her stuff was in a trust, because she's in a rental home. And so her personal assets can be moved with her and not necessarily included in the trust. And so this particular situation, I was explaining to them that, my contract was with the customer that was selling the stuff. Not a trust, not a business, or anything like that. Well, come to find out, this lady owed all kinds of money to government agencies for back taxes and back filings and all this stuff. And her son had gone through leaps and bounds to try to save her business and their business, their family business that their mother built. And so here I am coming in and liquidating their mother's stuff, and they are terrified that, I'm going to be upset and I'm going to sue because she's not upheld her agreement. Or, somebody's going to get in a pissing match or something like that. And that was not my intentions at all. My intentions was to simply help the lady. And I liked her, I met with her, and I felt like, we hit it off really well, and our mindsets were very similar, and our goals were very similar. So I said, look, let's do this sale. I can't wait to help you. When would you like to get on my schedule? And I think it was within like 10 days, because she had to vacate the home pretty early because it was a rental and she was giving it back to the owners. I had to clear the estate sale. I did the estate sale. And if you remember, it was an estate sale not here too long ago. It was a 2-day sale that was a 1-day sale that sold out. Everything was sold out. And I had a lot of customers that were really pissed off because everything was sold out. Well, everything was sold out because we carried out the first day. And that first day was enough to cover my contract. And my contract, as I've already told you, in, I believe, episode 1 of this particular series, that I must make no less than $2,500. And with the particular estate sale, I brought in over $2,500. And the son decided that he wanted to cancel the sale the second day. Didn't want to have a sale the Sunday, following the Saturday sale. So we worked from 9 to 2 Saturday. We brought enough money to be able to bring my minimum. And so we stopped the sale. And so I let them have everything that was left over. I think I took 20% because they kept the leftovers and wanted to cancel the sale of things that I had already advertised, priced, and researched within the home. And so from what I found out, they actually sold things to people on Facebook from my actual Facebook and cut me out of the deal. So, I got my minimum. I could care less. It's literally just one bump in the road of many, many, many bumps throughout the year that we had. This was pretty early in the year. And, it was a good sale. It was profitable for me. It was pretty clean and easy to do. And I helped the lady out. Now, here's the big, surprise, the kicker. Well, the mother never saw any of this. Remember, this mother literally was signing her name agreement. And her sons come and absorbed everything. And told me that basically they would see that their mother got this payment and all this stuff. I don't know if that happened. All I know is the lady called me about 2 months later and wanted to know where her check was. And, for me, I'm thinking, okay, well, I have a lady here selling me this stuff. And I have a son over here telling me that he's communicating with his mother. And his mother shouldn't be signing a contract or entering into any kind of contract obligation at all. And she was literally passed away a couple of days ago. And so my thing is I just want out of this situation. I want out of this situation. I did not sign up for this drama. I am simply here to sell your stuff, and that's it. And so my thing is you really get yourself wrapped up into some drama, and you really have to know when to say yes and no. Let's see. Oh, the customer that shops with me, the one that actually referred me to this particular lady. She was very worried that she was going to get uninvited from all of my sales. No, she's not uninvited from any of my sales. Shit happens. And so I say that a lot, and I'm going to say that a lot in the series. We are all human beings, and just because we sign our name to that little piece of paper doesn't mean that we're actually going to comply. Emotions come over. I'm not making excuses at all, because none of this is, there's not an out to my contract. So that being said, shit happens. So on to the next. I appreciate you watching. And if you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you in the next one.